CSS, and a spreadsheet is a very visual tool to work with data. Where if you write MapReduce or SQL, it's very theoretical. You don't see the data, you don't see the result. You need to be very smart, and you can't check your Twitter updates in the same time you do something because you have to focus how is this email, what are the names, those kind of things. So we feel it's really interesting, and it actually works for semi-structured data as well. And let me show you this. So what I do here is link in, let's see, I link in this Twitter data here. It opens it in our own spreadsheet as we imported it. I created a new spreadsheet here. Click on the cell, and this opens our formula builder. We have by today 165 functions built in. It's all handcrafted code. We learned all different MapReduce patterns, very painful over the last 6 years. So I think we did a good job, and we have a nice tuple system under the hood. But it's a plugin API. If you need more, if you don't like it, write your own plugins. So in this case, let's do some simple quantitative text analytics. So what I will do is just tokenize the text, choosing the tokenizing function here, and provide the argument, the text, with point and click. And as a separator text, this is a regular expression, but I just use a space. I mean, I'm a techie guy too. I don't always like point and click, so you also can just go in here and write your own little functions and stuff. Let's take over some more information, because it turns out that there's a lot of bots out there that spread a lot of topics, but they don't reach that many people. So what's a little bit more interesting is if you look at topics in Twitter, trending topics, it's not so much about how much it's mentioned, it's more about how many people hear about that, right? Kind of a trust rank kind of thing. So let's copy over here the number of users that follow. Okay, so, well, I'm actually only interested in topics, so as you guys, well, the guys that don't know Twitter of you, so you have to start a topic with a hashtag. So let me filter, I'm only interested in everything that starts here. And as you see, we built this data processing pipeline step by step. And it's actually not that my laptop is so fast, even though I have an SSD hard drive. What we do is we generate a sample of the data for your convenience to give you really interactive feedback here. So we do some really cool stuff when we pull in the data and generate some stuff. So to give you here really an interactive experience to building this data processing pipeline, so you see what you're doing. So everything here is a model, you design that, and when we, in the end, at the point we like it, we save it, and then we compile and optimize the MapReduce chain into a chain of MapReduce jobs run on the Hadoop cluster. Okay, let's do a little bit more. Let's aggregate that. We're interested in most topics here, so I aggregate this. Let's count the occurrences of this. It couldn't be any simpler, really. And let's sum up how many users use that. Okay, maybe we're interested in the most spread topic, so let's add sorting here. Let's see, like only top 50. That looks good. That was easy, right? How long you need to write this in MapReduce? That's a few classes right there. But yes, it's simpler with cascading. Plume, check it out. Ted Dunning did a great job. This is very interesting. That's just another tool in the stack. Cascading, pig, hive. Choose your tool. Okay, just let's save that thing. Maybe I'll call it Yahoo. Okay, and what we need in the end from you is just some information that help us to optimize this chain of MapReduce jobs and schedule it. Something like, hey, when do you want to run this? Well, I want to get into the office at 8 and I want to have the update at this time. And then what is the data you're actually interested in? Just the final result, or do you want to materialize some data in between? Okay, it's that simple. I mean, I don't want to wait until tomorrow, so let me run that. So then we have also dashboards, and let me spend 1 minute on that, and then I show you a little bit more cool stuff. Actually, that's really cool because we worked on that, but it's more visual stuff. Okay, as you see, it's as simple as it can be. Create a dashboard, choose the number of columns, and just drag and drop some of our visualization widgets, and we really have everything here that is standard. If not, that's our third plugin API. Again, that's my life topic, right? I contributed the plugin API to Nudge, and again, we have many plugins here. And just connect it with the data. Choose your workbook, choose the sheet you want to visualize. Obviously, we can rename sheet names, column names, and so on and so on. And let's just set this thing up. Let's see, we should do something here. I hope I get extra beer if I put the right color on. And then, just this, and here we go. It's that simple. Okay, let's get back to the presentation. So this is simple, right? And again, I think what our goal at Datamir is making it extremely simple for people, because I think it's really important that we look at the data. We, as software developers, so often get, we fall into this rabbit hole, like I was in Modelland, and they're like, wow, technology here and this API there, and we feel very good working with that. But I think I just want to share this excitement of working with the data itself as well. So you guys all, I know that many of you are now working very hard on this technology. Use it, it's cool. Use it privately, not in the company. Okay, so now if we think of Twitter data, looks like status update, right? It looks like very granular, one event at a time. But stop thinking of a stream and thinking of a network, because then it's getting really interesting, the kind of analytics you can do. If we retweet or forward one of our status posts on Facebook, Twitter, or LinkedIn, it's kind of a link, right? We quote someone. Wasn't that the idea of PageRank, where we say, hey, this is the link we understand as a quote, what comes again from like the research area where we quoted research paper, and then based on that we rank things up. So that's kind of how you can think about it. Ignore all the friends. I mean, again, I have to question how much value there is in your friend list, right? Again, 400, my fiancée. She looks good, I know why, but the quality of data in your so-called social graph, you really have to maybe do another jump and think a little bit further. And again, I think the retweeting, the linking is a good idea here. So let's look a little bit how those social network stuff works. And I'm not a social network researcher by any means. Again, I had a six-pack of beer and read into this, and I was really excited what I found. So there are things like degree. And if you look at Diane in the middle, the degree measures the number of connections she has. She's very centralized, as you guys see, right? But there's also a betweenness. That's a broker, that's Heather, right? She connects different clusters. So now think of this in a political sense, where you have different clusters. The person that is in between those clusters obviously plays a very important role. So if you want to invite someone for lunch to get your ideas through, that's where you maybe, okay, so closeness, shortest path. So if you look at Fernando and Gab, right, they maybe, if they have to spread something, they need the lowest amount of hubs to get to everybody. There are things like centralization. If you have a network that has a high centralization and your central point fails, then your network obviously falls apart. So the central point obviously has a lot of prestige, right? If you look at Roger Ebert and his followers, common movie critic, right? I mean, if he goes away, then this whole network around him might go away as well. Again, you have reach, you have boundary spanners that sit in between those clusters, you have path length. There's a lot of things you can measure. Okay, there's another demo. So our software was beta, that worked pretty well. Now I go to alpha software. Let's see how that goes. Okay. And I promise I make it fast. So Gephi is a visualization tool for graphs. It's GPL, and it's alpha, and sometimes it works, and sometimes not. So let's see. So what I did in this specific evening, as the evening got longer, I looked at two data sets, and I extracted those data sets with our software. Let me show you. It's maybe obvious, but I thought it's very interesting. So the first thing I looked at was like, hey, where we are like a lot of conversations. There's a lot of stuff going on. And I found kind of the cluster with the most conversations back and forth going on. And when I collected the data, it's a few months ago. So we can't barely see something, so let's apply a layout algorithm here. So, and let me scroll in here. Well, as you see, this network is not very well connected. There's one central point, and there's a lot of things going on, but it's just one layer, right? There's no deepness. So, guess which Twitter user that is. Okay, so this is Justin Bieber. Who knows Justin Bieber? Okay, yeah. Okay, I had to ask my financier again because I don't have the American culture background. This is a 16 years old pop star. Recently famous for getting some water bottles in the face on some stage. Anyhow, he's a Twitter celebrity. And there's a lot of things going on, as you see. But, there's all those kind of, maybe younger people, they have conversations about him and maybe talk to him, but it's not really controversial. People love him or not, and then they talk about him. Cute. As you see, it's not going very deep. And then I took another topic, and then again, it's a few months ago, and I extracted data from a very specific political area. And I have to excuse myself, there's no political statement involved. I'm European, I have European healthcare, I'm very happy. This is a Tea Party data set I extracted. A data set I extracted with Atomere Analytics Solution that was very controversial. There was a lot of density in the network. And let me show you how this looks like. And I thought comparing this with Justin Bieber was very interesting. And what's interesting as well is how much media reach the two different people had in the political conversation. So this is just a network layout algorithm that's going on right now based on the edges in the network. It tries to point to different users. And again, what you see is conversations, right? So each dot is a Twitter user, and the line represents a conversation, retweet, or a reply in this data set. So this is, oh yeah, okay, well, that looks not just like Justin Bieber, right? We all see that. It's much more connected. But I thought, let's tune into more. I want to know more. And again, what I'm excited about is that I could do this. I can, and, I'm just a little guy with some tools here. So what I did actually is, now that I said earlier, understand this stream of activity as a network, and we maybe now can calculate page rank. So I did this, and that was really interesting. So I'm calculating page rank, again here based on the retweets in the data set, to maybe find people that are political influencers, thought leaders, where, as you know, as PageRank works, right? If you have the long tail and the long reach, your ideas spread over a couple hops, and then those spread again, and as more scores you get as an individual point. So I calculate PageRank here, and now let me apply this PageRank as a color theme here, and you already see within this network there's a few thought leaders here that really influence the network. Let me make this a little bit more visual here by making them a little bit bigger. So, and what is really, really interesting, as you see, is people. There's some information in all this noise we're getting into it, right? And there are insights that are discoverable even for a little guy like me in something so simple. And there's so much data out there. I mean, they recently found another pulsar in one of those, computing at home projects. And we built Hadoop, and then we have public clouds available, and now social media data and environment data. There's so much going on in this world, we just blew up the whole ocean, so there's so much insight we could extract, and I think there needs to be a dialogue more about what's in the data, what we can find out, and not just the big guys optimize ad targeting with all the tools you guys working every day on. And again, that really excited me. And let me just show you one more thing here. As I, for example, move in here, that's one user at Twitter, and I still had, I just thought it's funny, very visual, right? So this is one of the influencers. You actually can go to Twitter and you can see, this little stuff I did with this little tool stack on one evening. You can identify those people, and there's a lot of things to take up. All right, so I'm happy to answer a question and share more. One more thing I have to say. Yes, we're hiring as well. So I just have to say that we do really cool stuff. If you like data and know the technology, they have something very interesting, and we're trying to make a good job in making this available for everybody, but as well as for the big companies, so we can all, buy our wife or husband something nice. Thank you very much.